मजा आ गया? All right, let's begin.
We'll start. Hi, welcome to my show again, Brews and Beans with Shyam, where we brew a lot of coffees and spill a lot of beans. This episode, I got a special guest. Not a lot of introduction is required. Very popular within hospitality industry and a lot of other industries. Traveled around the world. I think one of the persons who have always been inspiring many of the general managers with his shows. So I guess that's enough of clues. Welcome to Mr. Bhuvanesh Khanna. Sir, welcome to my show, and thank you so much for accepting the invitation and being on the show.
Thank you, Shyam. Thank you for having me over. I didn't know you were doing this, so this is a short notice. So I hope I am able to do my best over here and not do what I do to the others.
No.
So don't do that.
It's a pleasure, and I guess it's an honor that you accepted the invitation.
No, always a pleasure. You're somebody I look up to. I actually look up to all general managers because it's not an easy task being the general manager of such large assets.
Yeah.
The only parallels that I can draw is skippers on the ship. So
Yes.
they say large, expensive vessels. And like I always said, this is a 24/7 industry and a 24/7/52 job. So thank you for having me over.
Thank you, sir. So to begin the show, I would like to ask, what was the first thing that drew you to this industry, and what's kept you with us in hospitality?
Did I plan to be this industry? Never. This was just accident. So this all happened over a flight. Me and my boss, we were flying, and
Right.
he met somebody who wanted to enter India with a magazine that he was running in many countries out of Sweden and based in London. The magazine was Hotelier International, and we'd already bought BW Businessworld in September of 2013.
Right.
And so he met this gentleman, and he wanted to enter India, and his brand was registered by somebody in India. You know how it happens.
Yep.
So he said, I want to launch this. My boss is always a sucker for opportunities. And he said, listen, Businessworld will do this. And we did not have a brand. So we brought in Hotelier International, and our friend, who's more like my brother, he's the chairman of Musex,
Right.
and who's also Honorable Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, Karthikeya Sharma. So we were flipping for names and trying to register one. He said, you call it BW Business World and you want to launch Hotelier International, but that brand's not available with you because it's registered with somebody. Why don't you call it BW Hotelier by Hotelier International? And at that very moment we were born.
Great.
And then the Honorable then Member of Parliament and now part of the Rajasthan Vidhan Sabha, Colonel Rajavardhan Rathore, who's a very dear friend. He helped us register this. He guided us to RNI, and our labor pains didn't last too long. So we were born very fast, and how at the on the 12th of January 2015 to now, so we're in the 11th year. Yeah, we're doing. God has been kind.
Yeah, I never looked back.
Well, you don't look back when you're married to an idea and you want to do it.
Yeah.
And so, if you're positive, then that positivity manifests.
Absolutely.
So that's what we do. And much like the industry that we are in, we are a 24/7 brand.
Yes.
So our credo is that the sun never sets on at BW Hotelier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it should not. So one decision very early in your career, you are very, very grateful for. That's one thing that you've done.
Actually, the decision was much earlier than my career. My father, and mother, they gave us the right values.
Right.
Right? Had a tough time towards the end of school and beginning of my college life and work. So we'd gone through a huge personal and financial debacle. I didn't even have money to pay for my college, so I worked along and worked hard. So I'm grateful that the tough part of my life happened earlier on, so that kind of solidified the steel in me, my brother, for us to take on the hardness of life in the years ahead. Never looked back. Yeah, but then back then the opportunities weren't too many. So you were either a banker,
Correct.
or you were
Or-
IAS, IPS, or you were in the armed forces.
Right.
Private job opportunities were not too many. Today they are 18 to a dozen. So yeah, I got in as a management trainee with DCM Shyam. So that's where my grounding happened, and much later the MBA. Yeah. So I'm thankful to God.
It's a tough foundation, but solid foundation.
I don't know solid or not, but I'm a never say die man. Passionate, competitive, and frightfully in the face, honest. Integrity is the cornerstone of my life,
Right.
apart from my family and friends. Never lost a friend, never in my life. I only lose a friend when integrity, morality, and ethics are questioned. Then they're out of my life. Otherwise, I have never lost a boss, colleague, or a friend to my friendship. Levels of friendship, yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. So, what's your leadership lesson that you learned in a hard way?
I did just say never say die.
Yeah.
If you're married to your wife, you're married to an idea that is a marriage, right? So I always keep telling people who get married, marriage is a marriage of compromises. Don't dig your heels too deep. One has to learn to step back and live for another day. It's never right to break bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what you do, take it on as a love affair. Be passionate about it. Right. Get into details. For instance, when I get up in the morning, I have already done my planning for the next day and week, the day before. After seeing, if you look at my diary, my page is divided into two parts. The left is official, the right is personal, all the errands and things that I have to do.
Nice.
So one are long terms, the other ones are short hauls, which will help me to get to the long term, yeah. But I'm very clear about what I want to do in my head. Even today with my more salt than pepper, I have a zest for life which is of a 16 to 20-year-old.
I think that's what is required.
Yeah,
that's required.
God has been very kind, and that's because of my formative years, which were tough. So yeah, those were very tough climbs of the wall. So yeah.
So, how do you stay grounded? I mean, when I'm sure that with this kind of job and circle and work pressure, you go through some intense pressure and stress. But
This
how
is
do
a
you stay
lie.
grounded?
This is a lie.
Yeah.
I'm not grounded. I look at people. I want to be humble, but at times I think I am not. So I don't want any light between the ground and my feet. I always want to be grounded. I learned that from my wife. She keeps telling me, one, don't take your success for granted. It's also temporary.
Right.
So there are a few mantras that I have in life which I've learned over the years, mostly from my parents, my late father. He used to use a line every time you feel elated, remember 4 din ki chandni phir andheri raat, right? 4 days of moonlight and then again a dark night,
Yeah.
right? And also the other one he used to keep telling me was, सब लोग चढ़ते सूरज को सलाम करते हैं.
Correct. You have to be there.
Right?
Yeah.
So people look up to the rising sun, so your sun will also set someday.
Correct.
So remember that. I know a lot of people, when they're in power, they lose control of their senses and let their horses run wild. So I keep praying to God every day in the morning. Give me opportunities, but keep me grounded.
And these morals actually
Don't take
part
your
of-
success.
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody, my children, don't take your success seriously and to your head. Be grateful for all that you've got. And all the while that you taste goodness and success in life, just keep saying one word. तेरा बहुत शुक्र है. be thankful to God,
yeah.
and to the blessing of your elders and friends.
Very true.
Yeah, God, life gives you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are blind to the mercies of God.
Very true.
Right? God is Bhagwan, Allah, Vaheguru, right? Christ, anybody. Be grateful to your Creator and the blessings of your parents, wife, children, and family. Yeah.
Very nice. So that brings
I'm
me
not
to,
grounded, so this is all a myth.
so that brings me to some questions for the industry, which is what skills do you believe would matter most in the next 5-10 years that's required for the hospitality?
Quickly, you have to up your game.
Right.
The industry that we've seen till now is not going to be what it is in the near future. You see our pipelines.
Correct.
This is a dog-eat-dog industry, but it's not. It will never be AI-driven. Hospitality is all about human touch, values, touch and feel. But you've got to be the general manager of the old school. General manager of the old school of Buddhas. They were perfectionists. The way they spoke, the way they dressed up, the way they greeted each other, the way they reviewed, the way they carried themselves. Learn modern tricks, but be a good learner.
Yeah.
God gave you one mouth, 2 eyes, and 2 ears. Why? He wanted you to speak less, learn more, see more,
Yeah.
and hear more. Be a good learner. And anybody who wants to succeed in life must have an idol, must have a guru, right? Must have a mentor.
True that.
But more than being honest to your company, your brand, your owner, and the cause, you have to be true to yourself, true to the learnings that you've had till now, and be frightfully honest. Don't be a control freak. Control it till you have things are under control and on plan. But be a damn good learner.
Yeah.
And let people free. Let them make mistakes. Give them a brief.
Empower them.
And let them empower them and let them fly free. After all, somebody held your hand to get you to where you are.
Correct.
Right? So your mantra has to be do for the others what you would want to do, what you would want others to do for you. Let me repeat that. Do for the others what you would want others to do for you.
Yeah.
Right? Be a good mentor, be a good guru,
Yeah.
be a good idol and good teacher. People should be able to respect you and look up to you. पीठ के पीछे कोई ये ना बोले यार किसके पल्ले पड़ गया मैं.
They should remember you that.
Remember your upbringing.
Yeah. True.
Sorry, I'm reading your questions now.
Nahi. And what's one widely accepted industry belief you strongly disagree with? Something that you think this is passe or we shouldn't do much.
So many, not one.
Yeah.
One thing, there are various classifications of hotels. For instance, I'm just taking one example. There are so many. There's a classification like hospitality, the pyramid. Luxury, upper upscale, mid-scale, budget, economy, resorts and all.
Yeah.
It's all in your mind. That is only till the hotel is built to certain specs, right? And branding within the given catchment and opportunities. You may have a mid-scale hotel, but inside you, that luxury GM has to be always alive.
I love what you said.
Right? Every guest, he may be in a budget or economy hotel, mid-scale, upper upscale or upscale, right? You have to not let go of not giving him the very best of luxury.
Correct.
Don't worry about the fit outs, the rooms and all.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Inside, that experience starts from the moment you pick up a guest from the airport
Yeah.
or from the porch,
Yep.
right? Till the moment you drop him back at the porch of the airport.